Hey, I want to thank you, everybody, for joining the show, Steel City Sports World. I'm your host, Luther Dupree. I got Smokin Jim with us. What's up, Smokin Jim?
Hey, Lou, I'm looking forward to this one, buddy.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of injured. I was trying to hoop with the young boys and busted up my lip, and I got a knee brace on my left knee, but I'm still here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, there were guys who took a beating worse than me this weekend, so I can't complain at all. Smokin Jim. Hey, and Claudio, we know Claudio was doing some things with the Italian Hall of Fame, so he's not going to join us today. But me and Jim are going to hold it down. Number to call, 412-530-5063. Give us a call. All right, starting it off. Let's start it off with our Steel City news. I'll go first before I give Smokin Jim the floor. You deserve credit. In the great Kelly Russell's words, I want to give you deserve credit to Bud Crawford becoming two-time undisputed. That was huge. I thought it was going to be a much better fight, but kudos to him and kudos to Earl Spence for making this big fight happen. And also PBC was excited to have it happen. We'll get more into it. High school football is upon us. I'm excited. NFL training camp has started as well. I can't wait to start covering that, Smokin Jim. I'm all ready for it to take place. So that being said, that's all I have for my You Deserve credit. Kelly hopefully will call in and give us some of his You Deserve credits. But before Smokin Jim goes, the words you're about to hear represent Smokin Jim, not me, not anybody else you're going to hear. Smokin Jim's words. He stands alone in what he said. That being said, Smokin Jim, the floor is all yours.
Hey, thanks, Lou. I want to, first of all, wish my dad a happy birthday today. It's his birthday. It's a little bittersweet because he's an Earl Spence fan.
Oh.
Luther, you said before the fight that you wanted Earl Spence to fight Canelo next. I'm sure you no longer are wishing on that star. Hey, Luther, you said Boots wasn't ready for Spence with Crawford. You were half right. Boots ain't ready for Crawford. Hey, Luther, I've been telling you and Sean for over 6 years that Spence couldn't beat Crawford. Crawford is 40-0 and has knocked out 11 fighters in a row, and that's the truth. Earl is not the truth. Crawford is the truth. He retired Sean Porter, Jeff Horn, Felix Diaz, John Molina Jr.,
Who?
Earl Spence, and Earl Spence Jr. Canelo and Crawford has retired more people than Social Security. Canelo is pound for pound the greatest fighter of this era, and Crawford is one of the most underrated fighters of all time.
All right, well, Jim, you know, you always got to take it too far. But first, I want to give a shout out to Skywalker Boxing. First one with the comment in here. Appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He always has great content, and he allowed us to post some things there as well. So appreciate that. Listen, Jim, yeah, you've been calling it, but tell me, did you think something was wrong with Spence? Did you think, did you expected a better fight than that, correct?
I thought this was Fury Wilder 2.
Well, okay, if you thought it was that, Wilder got cheated. That's what it looked like, and it looked like he was on something. So is that what you're saying, Jim? Listen, man, I don't know what was going on with Spence. He didn't have his balance. He didn't look well in the locker room. Sometimes you just don't have it. I think if they fought again, it would be a better fight. But Crawford proved that he was better. I should have known when Spence came out with a big X, with no shirt on, rapping, and Bud Crawford had one of the greatest rappers, Eminem, walking him down. I was like, oh man, he had the big fishnet around his shoulder, and it was just, he was on it. He was on it, Smoking Jim. I don't know what else to say. I was really disappointed. I really thought the towel could have been thrown in sooner. But Jim, do you think Spence was 100% right for that fight? Or did you think something was going on?
Questions for you. One, how could Crawford afford Eminem being that Crawford before the fight only made $8 million in his whole career?
That's here one. You go with this. He was making $5 million a fight.
Number two, how did Derrick James do?
Well, I think Derrick James struggled in that one. I think he was giving great advice, but Spence didn't seem like he was there. Sometimes you have fighters that just lose it in the ring, mentally, physically, and I think that's what happened with Spence. The jab wasn't there. He didn't have balance. His punch resistance was gone. I don't know, man. I ate crow just like my man Skywalker. He ate crow this week. All his picks were wrong this weekend. I thought Fulton was going to do better. I thought Spence was going to do better, and both of them was wrong. I can't say anything. Listen, the number to call, 412-530-5063 if you want to come on, or you could use the link, and, we'll get you on that way as well. But a lot of guys, I thought it was a 50-50 fight. Did you think it was going to be this one-sided, Smoker Jim?
Well, I agree with you that Derrick James is overrated.
I never said he was overrated. I said I thought he was giving good advice, but I'm starting to think that he has so many guys in his camp, maybe he needs to bring on some extra help. I mean, Frank Martin struggled his last fight. Spence looked terrible in this fight. Mel Charlo has a tough one. He's moving up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. I'm kind of worried, Smoking Jim. And then at the end of the year, AJ is fighting Wilder, supposedly, if AJ signs.
The weekend was planned on the left hook on Charlo, who ain't been in the boxing ring in 2 years, but ain't missed a fight. I can't understand that. But
listen, man. I mean, he's going through some stuff, Smoking Jim. I mean, can a man go through something? You know what I'm saying?
Nutcase. He's a nutcase.
Why is he a nutcase? He's a nutcase. You know something about being a nutcase, Jim?
I don't got no problem with that. It's just why they strip him of his belt. He should not be still carrying the belt. He should be stripped if he can't fight. I don't have no problem with the guy. His elevator not going all the way to the top floor. I ain't got a problem with that. Just give me the belt. Give me the belt, brother.
Well, listen, he's going to fight this year. He was going to fight Canelo, but he wasn't ready. He's still going through some personal issues, and now Plant slapped him. It seemed like that's maybe the next fight, Plant versus Charlo, maybe at 168 or 160. What do you think about that fight, Smoking Jim?
Well, wow. The way Charlo didn't go after Plant made me think maybe he's scared of him. I don't know. Or maybe he was on his meds. I mean, if Plant would have slapped you or punched you like that, Luther would have been able to keep you off him. Nobody even held Charlo back, so I don't even know what happened. He could have got around that fat security guard.
Hey, Jim, you listen, man. I don't know what was going on. It seemed like that was a kind of plan, a plan. I didn't mind it. I like that fight. Charlo and Plant. Plant's coming off 2 tough victories, 2 tough losses. Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. He might have his third one messing with Jamal Charlo. What do you think? Who do you favor in that one, though, Smoking Jim?
Well, I got to talk to Bob Newhart to find out. I mean, talk to a psychiatrist to find out, just how mentally healthy he is. I mean, how can you predict somebody's going to do well when they got mental illness? I can't predict.
Jim, why you keep doing this mental illness stuff? Like, you know, I'm the one who works in the field, Jim. You know, listen, we don't know what he's going on. Listen, all we know, you know, he got slapped. Both of the Charlo, did you see that they were fighting? The wives were fighting, not the brothers. The wives had a fight over the weekend. I mean, this is wild, man. Hey, we got a special guest in the house. Oh my goodness, we got a Guy Walker in the house. Let me move this. Hold on. We usually do this in the studio.
Yeah, I had to change the shirt real quick. I seen the Steel City, bro. Had to rock the Steelers, bro.
I love it. Hey, Smokin Jim. Smokin Jim was on the phone with us. We got Skywalker. He boxes himself, and he does a lot of good stuff. Give me your thoughts on it, Skywalker. Thanks for coming on, by the way.
Oh, this weekend, I thought it was going to be 50-50 fight. I think everybody was shocked with you know, how dominant performance Bud Crawford had. You know what I'm saying? I got to give him his respect and his flowers, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Spence said, there's no excuses. He had plenty of time to train. I believe that his in the second round, bro, he overextended for a punch. He kind of, you know, Derek James teaches that fencing where they use all their height when they're jabbing, you know, to the body and stuff. And he kind of put himself out of position with a counter puncher. And I believe that punch in the second round kind of knocked his equilibrium off, man. It really affected him because that wasn't the typical Spence performance that we're used to, you know. That first round looked good by him, but after that second round knockdown, I think that changed up the whole fight, bro. That's what I believe. So I think maybe in the rematch we might see a better fight. But who knows, man, because, I mean, it was totally one-sided fight.
Do you want to see a rematch, Skywalker?
I do, man. I know that money's good for it. I know that they really want it, but I kind of do, bro, just to see, you know, what kind of adjustments he can make. Even if he doesn't win, if he can go out there and at least perform better, I think that would, you know, at least be good, man.
Okay, hey, we got Andrew Charles. Salute. Thanks for coming in.
But he took damage, though. He took damage. I don't know. A lot of people are worried about him.
I think December would be too soon for him. But hey, let's jump to the phone lines. I'm going to bring a caller up. Who we have? We have LD. What's on your mind, LD?
Yeah, I was calling because in that fight, looked like Spence when he got hit, knocked down in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
He was basically finished. Had he ever been knocked down before?
Not as a pro. I don't think so. Skywalker, do you remember him being knocked down?
He dropped his mouthpiece in Uga's fight and got rocked a little bit, but I think that's probably the most hurt he's ever been.
On that one. Yeah, you're right. The rope.
Kell Brook kind of touched him up a little bit too. Kell Brook was able to touch him. But as far as being knocked down, nah.
Yeah, LD. I guess you were. Who were you going for before that? Who do you think was going to win the fight?
I really thought Spence would win because he could box. And he could knock someone out also. Crawford usually just knocks someone out. He's not a great boxer usually.
Well, Bud proved he can do it all, man. I thought Bud was going to be moving a little more. He stayed his ground, and he became the aggressor. I didn't think Bud was going to be able to throw him off. I don't know if you remember Skywalker and LD.
Yeah.
He tied up in the first or second round, and Bud just threw him off like a couple feet back. I've never seen Spence get pushed back like that, and I was highly impressed with Bud.
I thought Spence was going to be the bigger fighter. I was tripping on the size of Bud, man. He looked bigger than Spence in the fight too. I mean, as far as, you know, everybody thought size was, you know, Spence had the size, but I think Bud definitely looked bigger, man.
Yeah. Now, where do you say they go from here, LD? Where do you think Bud? Who would you like to see him face next? Would you like to see an immediate rematch in December? I think that's too soon for Spence.
I don't think they should fight that soon.
Yeah.
Spence needs to recover. His face didn't look well when that fight was over.
Right. We haven't seen him look
a punishing beating.
Yeah, we haven't seen him look like that. I don't think ever. I know Sean Porter, he was puffy, but he was leaking badly in the third round. And, you know, for the end of the fight, he was just getting caught with shots. I mean, just a jab. He wasn't moving his head. I saw a lot of things that would make me concerned about his safety moving forward. What about you, Skywalker?
I believe so too. I don't think a fight in December would be wise. I think a fight with like Tim Tszyu or Mendoza or one of these top 154 pounders. I don't think Jamel. I think they should wait. I think Bud should go after Jamel for the next fight. I think that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? He did call him out after a knockdown in the ring. So
Yeah, he was talking to him the whole. Every time he would knock him down, he would find Charlo and talk his stuff. So that was I think that would be a great fight.
Right. I think Spence, if he has a great comeback fight with a top contender at 154, like a Tim Tszyu or Brian Mendoza, even give him Fundora, that'd be entertaining to watch him break Fundora. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a tall fighter. You know.
Well, Fundora's another one who needs to, who needs to come back because he took a vicious knockout shot. But yeah, I would like Spence to really take a year off and get himself medically because if you think about it, every fight he's been doing something more and more strange. Like when Ugas knocked his mouthpiece, he just stopped and went looking for it like he forgot he was in a fight. Right. This fight, he didn't look right in the locker room. I don't know if you remember before the fight started, you saw Bud warming up and Spence was dry, looking into space, and it just from then on, my wife was like, "Oh, he's going to lose."
I sat with Spence 2 weeks before the fight. I was on the floor over there for Frank Martin. I was sitting in row 3. He was right there in the front, sitting right in front of me, man. And I thought he looked confident, man. He looked good. Like he looked slim. He didn't look too big, Like I've seen him before, where he looks kind of bulky, but he looked real slim. I thought going into it, man, he looked confident, bro. He was with his son. He looked good. But yeah, bro, this fight, man, it was probably the worst performance I've seen him in, man.
Yeah, and any given night, sometimes you have it and sometimes you don't. He definitely didn't have it. People were talking about dehydration, and if you look at him physically, it didn't look like he hydrated as much as he usually hydrates to.
Right.
It looked like Butt was the bigger fighter.
Right.
LD, did you notice anything else before? I know you wanted to talk some Steelers as well. Did you notice anything else, LD?
Just when he got knocked down, he was finished. Like someone said, that was the first time he had been down, and he didn't know how to react. He had never experienced that before.
That's true. Hey, Jim, did you want to weigh in on this? I know we've been kind of away from you. You want to weigh in, Jim?
Well, you guys act like y'all related to Spence. Listen, he got a rematch card. There ain't much money down there in that weight class, man. Bud Crawford before the fight only made $8 million in his
You're always pocket watching, Jim. You're always pocket watching.
Spence got a rematch clause with Crawford. That's going to be the big money fight. There ain't no big money in fighting Tim too. Only thing it is another buck picking for good money. Get him back in there and let Crawford go ahead and retire Spence with a big payday. That's the way to go out.
Do you think Spence could do anything to make it more competitive, Smokin Jim?
Out sooner.
You said what?
He can get knocked out sooner and expose Derek James.
Oh, come on, man. Listen, Derek James is the best in the business. Derek James.
We can see what AJ coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what he does with AJ against Dillian White.
He got the material there. AJ got the material. He got something to work with there.
All right. Hey, LD, any thoughts? I know you wanted to talk about the Steelers open up training camp. What are your thoughts?
Just before that, Darrelle Revis is going into the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I heard recently that the Aliquippa football team is going to be taken there so they can see it. I thought that was real great.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Jim, remember we were the first ones to honor him in high school, Jim, when he was coming out of Aliquippa.
In Station Square.
Yeah.
Hey, LD.
Yes.
Is Aliquippa going to take their 15-member band or just the football team?
Jim, why you got to talk about Aliquippa? They just got a new field.
They got a 15-member band. Come on, man. They shouldn't even be playing at halftime.
Oh, come on, Jim. They're expanding it. You're a football program. Anyway, Jim, we're going to be. Hey, Jim, are you going up to the Hall of Fame when he gets put in? That's the thing everybody wants to know. We going up there?
Man, it was a party when Ty Law was up there.
Yeah.
So I may have to go.
I think we need to be there for that one, Smokin Jim. Hey.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Hey, LD, any other thoughts? I mean, I think that's great about Darrell Reeves. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. I don't know if you were there, but we
band is better than Gateway's band.
Hey, real quick, LD, before you go.
Steelers.
Okay.
I think they're going to be real competitive. They're going to have a great defense and a better than average offense, I believe.
So you think Kenny Pickett can take the next step? He looks good so far.
Like I always tell when I talk on your show, I think he's going to be similar to Joe Montana.
Woo! That's high praise, man. He has the cockiness. Go ahead.
Draft day, I rated the Steelers draft a D, and I gave Omar the con man an F. Let's just go over the draft real quick. Spencer Anderson, 7th round, a bum. Corey Trice is out for the year. They didn't have a 6th or 5th round choice. Nick Herbert's outside linebacker. They don't need that. And you got Joey receiver, and Broderick Jones will sit the bench.
Hey, there's someone else on the line, but I'll call you back as soon as he gets off. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. We had some interference. What'd you say, Jim? Jim.
They're making the playoffs. You gotta admit, Lou, this was one of the worst drafts they ever had.
I don't think so. You can't say that yet, Jim. How are you going to say it's the worst draft ever? We got a starting left tackle. We got a starting cornerback. We could have had 2, but it's not guaranteed that Trice is out for the year yet. He still has to have.
I got on the show. I called the Steelers before I got on the show. He's out for the year.
Oh gosh.
You had no 6th or 5th round pick. Spencer Anderson, offensive lineman's a bum. Nick Herbert, they don't need an outside linebacker. Then you got Joey Porter, that kid is a safety, not a corner. And you got Broderick Jones that's going to sit the bench this year.
He's not sitting the bench. He's not going to sit the bench. He's not going to sit the bench.
What you gonna put tight end in the goal line?
No, he's gonna take Dan Moore's tackle spot at left tackle is what he's gonna do. Jim, man, all you do is hate. Jim, all you do is hate and predict an 8-8 record. Oh man. Hey LD, any other thoughts before we take this next caller? LD. All right, looks like we lost that caller. All right, we do have Mark Brentley. Mark.
Yo. Oh, hey, Luther, how you doing, man?
All right, thanks for calling the show, Mark.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I've been waiting. I watch your shows all the time, man. The boxing shows. It's so good and entertaining. You know I don't do sports. I don't even know how to spell sports, okay? But I love watching you guys when you do it because you share so much information. But 2 things I want to ask you, and please, it's a Steeler question, okay? Mm-hmm. What is it about the Steelers? I think this is the 2nd year. Yes, Luther, I'm sorry. I have a deck of cards, and I have to play the race card. Why is it difficult to get an African-American candidate quarterback to take a snap during preseason? Last year, they had that number, I think he's 5. I thought he had an African name, forgive me, really tall. But when they showed his college, this guy had an arm and he can fly. And I'm just wondering why he never took a snap. I don't know what's going to happen this year. I don't even know if they even have, are they conducting an experiment on the NFL where you play without an African-American quarterback or what? I wanted to see what the guy can do. And let me also say, Luther, Kenny Pickett has a great football name. but I'm not totally convinced on him. I really believe that Kenny Pickett last year and this year should have been on the sidelines with a baseball cap turned backwards and some headsets and a clipboard. He should have been a student of the game because the Steelers has a complicated program, and to really get into it, I just thought he needed some classroom work or some sideline work. Okay. The second question, and I'll say it real quick, and then I'll hang up. Can somebody please read between the lines for me the news last week about Coach Tomlin's contract? Rarely does that get out in the news. That's usually done behind the scenes. Next thing you know, it's a press statement. Hey, we just signed him for another 5 or 6 years. But why is it there? And I'm concerned about the coach's comments. He just said something to the effect of, hey, man, I don't worry about contracts. You know, I've been in here for so long, I just worry about or something to that effect. If somebody can share something about that, because I think there might be something to it, I don't know, but I would love to hear your input. Thank you so much, and I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Mark. And we know Desmond was one of the best quarterbacks to come out of the City League, so you know a little bit about sports, man. Hey, and he's still doing great things. So,
yes, sir. Appreciate that.
All right, hey, Jim, I'll let you start it off.
Always good to hear from Mark.
Always.
Yeah, last year, they had a quarterback from South Dakota State last year that was phenomenal, was having a great camp. They purposely did not put him in the game because had they put him in the game, he would have made the team. They cut this guy without even giving him a garbage time to show what he can do, and it's a shame. I said before, on draft day, the Steelers should have drafted Robinson, do everything quarterback, from UCLA. This guy's phenomenal. He's a Cordell Stewart type, a player that was still there in the 5th round, was supposed to go in the 1st or 2nd round if he came out a year before. Mark Brentley is a genius because most of the quarterbacks that is mobile in this league are black quarterbacks. Be ready for a fight without having a sparring partner. They don't have anybody to get them ready. Third-string quarterback is not going to hurt you. He can get the scout team ready to face Lamar Jackson and Patty Mahomes and those type of guys. So I agree with Mark 100%, and it's a shame that Coach Tomlin has to wait for his contract. He should have had his contract at the end of last year.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, and Lorenzo Jackson, appreciate that. He put in there Chris Olodokun was the quarterback. And I would have liked to seen him get a snap, but he wasn't going to make the team. He was a project. You know, it is what it is. I don't think he's in the league. I think he's in the XFL or USFL, Jim, if I'm not mistaken. But it would have been nice if he got a throw or something, but I didn't see him making the team. As far as Tomlin, I would definitely like Tomlin to have his contract extended. You know, last year he showed from 2-8 to 9-8, they had a chance to make the playoffs. I would have liked to seen him, get extended. I think he's done a great job. Of course, I would like some more recent playoff success. But, yeah, it's time to give him another contract. I think after this 10-win and hopefully a successful playoff run, he'll get a new contract. You know, hopefully that's it. Hopefully he's not looking to leave, and hopefully the Steelers aren't looking to start over. But I think Tomlin's good. I think at the end of this year, they will extend them. Skywalker, your thoughts on
just thank you for having me on, brother. You know, I'm a diehard Steelers fan, man. I'm hoping they have a great season this year, man. And with the boxing, bro, man, it's been been overwhelming running this YouTube channel, man. Keeping up with the fights. I only keep up with the Steelers for the most part, man. I love the NFL on Sunday, but man, my wife and 2 kids, man, they bother me on that day off, man. So I always keep up on my Steelers, man. I think they're going to do good, man. I think, ever since Ben left, it's just taking a little bit of time, and we'll get back in it, man.
All right, man.
Hey, much love to everybody, man.
All right.
Thank you,
Skywalker.
Appreciate you, brother.
Skywalker came in, gave us some great information. Always appreciate that. Thank you, man. Hey, Smokin Jim. as we look at the Steelers, real quick, again, number to call 412-530-5063. LD Mark Brentley came in with some great calls and some great information. Smokin Jim, George Pickett had maybe the catch of the training camp so far. Were you able to see it? I mean, this.
Yeah, every catch on Joey Porter's been a catch in preseason.
Oh, I see. Listen, man, he's making plays. I'm impressed by what he's doing, Smokin Jim. For real, I think he's going to take the next step to be that number one receiver. Last year, he was kind of getting his feet wet. His first full year back from tearing his ACL. I think he did excellent. And I think he'll take another step. I'm looking for 70 plus catches. I'm looking for 1,000 yards. I'm looking for eight plus receptions. What are your thoughts about George Pickens as I get ready to run that clip, Jim?
Well, the biggest thing, all you got to do is throw. He ain't going to be open. He wasn't open in the catches he made training camp. Just throw it. He's going to get it. He's one of them Chris Carter, Randy Moss type guys, man. Larry Fitzgerald. You throw the ball in the air, it's his, man. This guy's really incredible.
Yeah. And now, what about his route running? They said he's greatly improved with his route running. I think. Go ahead.
I seen people in kindergarten run better route trees than him, man.
That was last year, Jim.
Hey, man, look, if the Steelers say greatly improved, they're lying. Name me one time he was wide open in training camp. Joey Porter's all over him. He's just making the plays, man.
Here it is. Yeah. Man, that is an amazing catch. That's great defense. That's just a great catch. I mean, no quarterback in the league can stop that right there.
Joey Porter can't watch any receivers.
Well, he's a rookie, Jim. He's a rookie.
He's a rookie with that's handy. He's going to get more pass interference calls than anybody in the history of Pittsburgh Steelers organization. He's a safety. He's not a corner. He's a safety.
Hey, listen. They said Richard Sherman was handsy too, and he's going to the Hall of Fame. He has that kind of potential.
I know this for sure that Joey Porter never did any leg work in the weight room. Too bad they had to show his legs.
Sure. Hey, also, the number to call 412-530-5063. We got Najee Harris is in the news. He's one of the running backs talking about the contracts, how the running backs are getting done in this league. What are your thoughts?
I just put just at Rivers Casino. I just put $100 on 25-1 that Najee Harris leads the league in rushing. I think he's that good. I think he can lead the league in rushing. And for 25-1 odds, I had to take advantage of that. So I'm all in on Najee Harris.
Lead the league in rushing, okay? But you know he's going to be splitting time with Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren's going to get some more rushes this year.
Well, we'll see. But I think Najee can lead the league in rushing. I really do.
Okay. All right. I like that. Now, look, how about our tight ends? We got Pat Freiermuth. What are your thoughts about him? Catches a lot of touchdowns out of Penn State, but he keeps getting those concussions. What do you think? What do you think about his prognosis?
Well, you always got to worry about a guy with a concussion history, but he's one of the elite tight ends in the game. And now you got Darnell Washington.
Yeah.
The absolute steal of the draft. You got to give Coach Tomlin credit for grabbing Darnell Washington. And Cohen. That Cohen man ain't do nothing. I tell you what, that assistant general manager from Philadelphia Eagles is a beast. And the Steelers should fire Cohen and move that guy up to GM. He's the true GM. That guy's really good, man.
Yeah, I like it too. And I'm still very high on Kenny Pickett. I think he can really show a lot of improvement. His leadership. He just got married in the off season. You know, he's put on 20 pounds of muscle, Jim, and they said he's firing that ball, man. I think he can really ascend to being a top 15 quarterback this year. What do you see?
I think the NFL had it right when they rated him as the 28th quarterback in the league. I think they had it right.
28?
I had him anywhere from 25 to 32.
Wow.
But you can still win championships. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, and he was about the 28th quarterback in the league. Mark Rippey and Nick Foles, Graham Johnson, Jeff Hostetler, Jim McMahon. So, yeah, you can win with a guy that's only ranked 28th in the league. That's no problem. You can still win Super Bowl with quarterbacks that's not that good.
Yeah, but Jim, 28. Come on, 28. What don't you like about him to have him rated that low?
Well, who would you put him ahead?
No. Listen. Oh, there's quite a few. I put him ahead, but listen, everybody on Washington's roster, everybody on Atlanta's roster. I mean, you know, when you say the 28, that means there's 4. You know, that's the bottom 4 or 5.
Yeah, you mentioned 2 that are behind him. You mentioned the 2.
And then all these rookies coming in.
Here we go.
Do we know Bryce Young is going to be better? Do we know C.J. Stroud is going to be better than him? Do we know that? They're rookies.
I think Bryce Young will be a bust. Yeah.
So we don't know. A lot of these guys could struggle.
So that's 3 behind him. So he's right there, 28.
Come on. And then, you know, and then we have Tennessee's quarterbacks. Anybody on Tennessee's roster, I have them better than those guys.
All three of those quarterbacks are better. I'll take all 3 of those.
No, Jim. Come on. The one guy they were talking about cutting, Tannehill's the most overpaid quarterback. Hey, we got LeVar Cooper in the house. Appreciate it. Make sure you go check him out. Subscribe to his channel as well. But Jim, I listen, to me, I just feel he's going to take that next step. I've been to some of the workouts. You know, he looks better. He's more confident, and he's had a full off season with the team. You know, he went down to Florida, worked out with the guys. He's ready, Jim. I'm telling you, he's ready if he can avoid injuries. How about Deontay Johnson? What do you think about Deontay?
I tell you what, man, supreme talent. He just needs a quarterback.
Now, last year you were talking about him that he couldn't catch. Now he's supremely.
He's bad hands, but the guy runs great patterns,
great routes.
He the sideline, the toe tap on the sideline, the whole bit. He just don't have a quarterback. He could be a good punt returner. He has returned punts in the past. I don't think he's worth the money they're paying him, $18 million a year. No, he's not worth that. But he's an elite wide receiver. He just don't have a quarterback.
See, I think you're too soon to throw him under the bus, man. I think there's
who? Johnson?
Yeah. No. I'm saying to throw. No. I think you're too quick to throw Kenny Pickett and say he's not an elite quarterback. You know, he showed. Pardon me? He 7 touchdowns last year. Okay, he's a rookie. He's supposed to struggle as a rookie. He was a rookie with a bad offensive line.
Wilson was the 3rd round pick. He passed for 3,000 yards and 28
and they had the beast. Who was his running back? They had a beast, a bona fide Pro Bowl running back.
In the playoffs, he threw for 335 yards, which is the most ever by a rookie.
Listen,
back in the playoffs. That's a rookie.
Oh,
Touchdown passes.
Wow, LeVar Cooper said Steelers should have never let go of Claypool. LeVar, come on, buddy. Claypool is he's struggling at Chicago. That was the worst trade they made. We got Joey Porter because they gave up a 2nd round pick for Chase Claypool. Very overrated. He had one good rookie season. Chicago already wants to dump him. Jim said he was Smokin Jim. LeVar Cooper's agreeing with you. He said they shouldn't have let Claypool go. I don't think so. I think Claypool's a bust. Are you ready to give up on Claypool, Smokin Jim?
Well, he came in and set a Steeler record with 11 touchdown catches for a rookie.
Because of Ben, yeah. Ben set him up, exactly. What did he do the next year and the year after that?
Juju's influence on
Oh, come on, Jim. Sometimes you have to take an L. Just like Spence took an L this weekend, you got to take your L. And that's one of them. And LeVar Cooper's with you talking about it takes time. No, Chase Claypool doesn't have it. He doesn't have the maturity. He doesn't have the focus. He's not going to get it. Oh, okay. Now, see, that's where I agree. Correct, because of Ben. Right now, Claypool's in a great situation. He had a young quarterback that was looking for a number one receiver, and Claypool couldn't even get it done. He had less catches with the Bears than he had when he's with the Steelers, and we traded him early in the season. So I think that's a wash, Smokin Jim. Now, what about the defense? I think our D is going to be outstanding. We got the best safety in football, most underrated safety. Minka Fitzpatrick is a game closer. He makes all the plays. Doesn't get enough respect. Every time I see him do the top 100, he's too low on the list. He should be top 50, I think, and he's not, which is insane to me. What do you think about this defense, Smokin Jim?
I think you got talent on the defense, but all the defensive coaches are bums leading with Terrell Austin. When Terrell Austin goes cover 3, everybody runs free. Cover 2 is not for you.
I like that, Jim. But listen, these quarterbacks are different. You're not sold on Patrick Peterson. We got Joey Porter Jr. Minka Fitzpatrick is out there.
Talent, you got to have coaching, and the Steelers got the worst coaching staff in the history of the National Football League.
Oh wow, Jim, that's saying a lot, Jim.
Name one person on the defense that's being recruited as a head coach anywhere.
Well, depending on what happens this year, Terrell Austin could be in the mix.
Come on.
Listen, all right. I mean, hey, listen. Well, listen. Last year, whoa, hold on, Jim. Last year, what happened? I believe somebody was on the coaching staff. Brian Flores is not here. He's the defensive coordinator again. And where did he come out of? He came out of our system, correct?
Flores was the head coach. He came here to turn the defense. The one for him, he turned the defense around. He's gone now.
We saved his career, man. Listen, he came here. We hoped he could help Devin Bush and Miles Jack get on the right track. They didn't, but he got his name back, and now he's defensive coordinator again. But listen, I think that's saying too much to say that they have the worst coaching in the NFL. Come on, Jim, that's a horrible statement. Where was their defense ranked? Now, offensively, I can see that. Matt Canada, yes, he leaves a lot to be desired. I was hoping they moved on from him, but they didn't. But
that's all staff.
Yeah, I said Matt Canada. Matt Canada, I'm not impressed with him. I wish they would have brought in somebody else.
They got one good coach on the entire staff other than Coach Tomlin, and that's Meyer, the offensive line coach. And other than that, all their coaches are bums. They ain't got one good coach. I'm telling you, that's the worst coaching staff I've seen in all my years of following football. I've been a season ticket holder since I was 4 years old. That staff is garbage.
Wow, Jim, man, you are.
Listen, Coach Cowher and former coaches get head coaching job. Coach Tomlin ain't got one on his staff that could even coach high school. Rizzo ain't looking for nobody. Northwestern with all the hazing.
Didn't Bruce Arians come out of Tomlin's staff?
That was Coach Cowher.
I believe it. Listen, he was a coordinator with Tomlin, right?
He was on Cowher hired him. Come on now, don't piggyback.
Don't piggyback.
You know what I mean?
Listen.
If these coaches can't get an interview at Northwestern when they hazing everybody, nobody wants it.
Hey, big shout out to ATL Unanimous Boxing Sports for checking in. Appreciate you. Jim, we understand you think the Steelers aren't going to be good. What is your prediction before we move on to the great Deion Sanders?
8-8.
They play 17 games, Jim, so
And 1. 8-8.
they'll win 10 games this year. They will be 10-8, and you know, I think they can go deep in the playoffs with that defense. Now, Jim, that's my prediction: 10 wins, 10 wins, 7 losses. That's my prediction. How about Coach Prime? Coach Prime is back, Smokin Jim. I'm loving it. You know what he did? He turned Jackson State's program around, and now he's going to do the same thing with Colorado. They won 1 game last year. He's come already. He hasn't even been there a year. Now they're moving to another conference, Smokin Jim. I mean, he has that much cachet. Brought in a number 1 recruit last year, a top 5 recruit this year. He's doing some unheard of things. The offense is going to be explosive. His son, Shador Sanders, is going to break some records at Colorado. I'm excited about the team. What do you think, Jim?
Well, I think Deion Sanders is one of the greatest leaders and coaches in America, but he's also a sellout. He's a sellout. I ain't gonna forget.
How is he a sellout?
Jackson State. Oh, he left Jackson State.
So
this guy could have made history. He could have changed the complexion of black college sports, and he did like everybody else. It's a sellout. He sold out. I'm pulling for him in Colorado. I'm a fan.
You can't call somebody a sellout and say you're pulling for him. Oh, he's not a Jim. Once again, you're completely off base. Salute to William Old School for coming in. Appreciate him. He's always in the chats, talks his boxing and everything else. But Jim, Deion Sanders took not only Jackson State to another level, he took HBCUs to another level. Now they have a package. They're on the air. Now he's moving to other challenges. He did everything he could with Jackson State. Won the SWAC twice, and now he's at Colorado. I think he's going to do a terrific job. There's no way you can call that man a sellout. Who says he has to be there his whole career? The next guy has to keep it moving to the next one. I think he's great for college football. He's a winner. I love how he talks. I love what he's doing for the youngsters. I think he's going to do great things, man. He's just the best. What do you predict? I looked at their record. I look at their schedule. I think they can win at least 7 games, Smokin Jim. 7 games, lose 5, and then make a bowl game. That's a tremendous turnaround from a 1-win team to a 7-win team. What are your 2 early predictions, Smokin Jim?
Well, he had 10 toes. I don't think he'll end up with 3 by the time it's all shit.
Oh, see, Jim, here you go, man. Jim.
I think that this guy, first of all, he had great teams at Jackson State. They never won a bowl game. They always lost to some black college.
They won the SWAC twice. He was only there 3 years. They won the SWAC twice, Jim. What else do you want from the man?
But they didn't win the national championship game.
Okay, but they were there. They could have easily won last year, but a tight end dropped.
Okay, somebody dropped some excuses.
I mean, you get the team there. You can't. What did Tom Brady's wife say? You can't throw and catch the ball. You can't coach, throw, and catch the ball. The receiver dropped it.
Okay. Listen, I love Colorado when Cordell was there.
Eric Bieniemy, yeah.
Another guy that can't coach, Eric Bieniemy.
There you go, Jim.
I'm just saying. I can't say Eric Bieniemy without saying the truth. But Deion is just a natural born leader.
Yeah.
This guy is just incredible. He got that magnetic personality, but everything is about Deion. Everything is about Deion. You know what I mean? Deion and his son. So you would never know he had other kids. Clearly, the quarterback's his favorite.
You don't know that. The one son does all their social media, Jim. Deion Sanders Jr. does the well-off media, and he has all their media. His other son is playing safety, Shiloh. and he has one that's playing quarterback, and his daughter is also at Colorado.
Again, the quarterback's favorite son. He's the only one that got an NIL deal, right?
No, Shiloh had an NIL deal with Actively Black too. They all have them. Come on, Jim. You're just trying to find reasons to throw shots at Dior.
His social media son's job is to get quarterback more NIL endorsements. That's his job.
Hey, Jim, man, go. Hey, let's read some of these comments. William Old School, salute. He said it should always be onwards and upwards. Salute to Coach Sanders. I agree. Lorenzo Jackson, what's up, Lorenzo? He said Dion probably wants to be Florida State University head coach, maybe Dallas Cowboys. JCU was and University of Colorado Boulders is a stepping stone for Dion. I agree. I think Florida State is where he wants to ultimately end up, Jim, and I think he can get there. I don't know why they didn't take a chance on him before. They had no coaches that weren't winning. I would have took a chance on him before, and all he's doing is bringing in top recruits to Colorado, and that never happens for a team that wins one game. Their secondary, they got Travis Hunter. They got another freshman cornerback who's going to be a top pick as well. I'm excited about their offense. I don't know about the defensive line, but I see 7 games. How many wins do you see, Smokin Jim? Jim, are you still on the line, Jim?
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think Dion can win without his son. So all this going to Florida State and all that ain't gonna help without the quarterback. But I think they can. I think they can win 10 games and go to a decent bowl game. I really do.
You said 10. You said 10 games.
Yeah, they play 13.
Wow.
I think they can win 10. I think they can win 10.
I haven't won in 7 games.
Wow, you really stuck your neck out.
Well, from 1 to 7, that's a great turnaround. 1 to 10 is legendary.
Don't they play Duquesne or is that Florida State and Hawaii that play Duquesne?
They're not playing Colorado's not playing no Duquesne, Jim.
I was wondering.
Hey, but Jim, speak of this, man, as we get a little local, we have the Amani Saints that we're going to be covering, working on this documentary. We have 2 players that are 2 of the top players in high school football in this area. The number 1 linebacker in Deshaun Burnett and David Davis, probably the top safety, a great running back who set a record at Amani for running back as a freshman year. I'm excited for what they're bringing, Smokin Jim. I think, it's going to be a great time to do it. So what's the schedule for Colorado? Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm going to have to pull that up. Did you look at the schedule, Jim, for Colorado?
No, I didn't look at it.
And you just said they could win 10 games without looking at it, Jim. Come on.
Yeah, 10 games, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pull up their schedule right now so we can see what's going on. Hey, that's a great idea, William Oaks. I'm gonna pull it up before we get ready to get out of here. We got 4 minutes before our time is up. Smokin Jim, any final thoughts, man? I know I was going for a while. Any final thoughts?
Well, I'm excited about Amani Christian Academy. I think within the next 2 years, they got WPIL state championship in them.
Mm-hmm.
I love what they're doing. I think Coach Fran is the best coach that I've been around in high school football this side of Pete Anna Marino from Gateway. Nobody coached like that.
Oh, here you go. He's the one who stole you out of Pitt Hills. I remember he came in the studio and said, "Hey, Jim, we stole him out of Pitt Hills."
We do recruit at Gateway. We recruit. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward. It's only four home games this year, Lou. That's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Maybe next year we'll get 6.
That'll be good.
So
we'll see.
Looking forward to it.
All right, Jim. I pulled up the schedule. So Colorado starts off with TCU. You see that as a victory or a loss?
Victory.
Oh, TCU, they went to the championship, right?
Victory.
Whoa, Nebraska.
Victory.
Colorado State.
Victory.
Oregon.
Victory.
USC.
Lost. USC got the best quarterback this side of Patty Mahomes.
Ooh, you all right, come on now, Jim. He's good, but come on. If he was coming out this year, you would have picked him over Bryce Young and CJ Stroud?
Second best quarterback on the planet behind Pat Mahomes right now.
Oh, come on. All right, Jim. You're talking crazy,
In my
man.
opinion. In my opinion.
Already? Let's see what he does this year. Let's see what he does. Arizona State.
Victory.
Stanford, that's a victory. UCLA.
Victory.
Oregon State.
Victory.
Arizona.
Victory.
Washington State.
Victory.
Oh, my goodness. And Utah.
Victory.
You come on, Jim. All right, man.
You know the one thing I did see, Lou.
What?
One thing I did notice, he ain't playing no black colleges. Little sellout. He ain't reaching back playing one of the black colleges, giving them a payday.
Oh, come on, Jim. This schedule was made out, and then they had the Pac-12. With your record, they're going to be in the Pac-12 championship game in December. Oh, no. Come on, Jim. I got them winning 7 of those games. And, if they get 7, that's a great season. That's how I see it, Smokin Jim. Hey, Jim, before we get out of here, man, appreciate all the people who came in. William Old School, LeVar Cooper, Lorenzo Jackson, ATL Unanimous, and we had Skywalker Boxing come in on the panel. That was cool, a real treat. Make sure you check them out. We had Andrew Charles jumped in here as well. So, man, great show, Smokin Jim. The hour went way too quick, but just know we got a lot of great things planned. We have some great guests coming that everybody will be happy about in the very near future. But make sure you check out the listings, scsportsworld.com. Make sure you continue to follow us on the Boxing Authorities with the WBC on Vive, all of that. And make sure you check out the documentary. This documentary for Amani Saints this year is going to be outstanding. We have some new things. We're trying to even work in a turnover chain for all the big plays. But it won't be a turnover chain. It'll be a Steel City chain. So that's going to be pretty exciting for all the kids to get excited about trophies, big things at every game. But so make sure you come out 4 home games. I'm calling 10 wins for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm calling 7 wins for the Colorado Buffaloes. And I'm calling a great year of football. I'm excited about it. Smokin Jim, any last thoughts as we wrap up?
I know, man. It's a great show as usual. Always love coming on with you, Lou.
All right, Smokin Jim, man. For Smokin Jim, I'm Luther. Make sure you check us out. Check out the website, scsportsworld.com. Hit us up, make a donation. Come out and support Amani football. Me, Smokin Jim, the rest of the Steel City crew is going to be out there putting on a great show. And we're just ready to rock and roll, man. We hit everything from boxing to football, but we got a great show coming. And we'll check you out next time. Everybody have a blessed week, and we'll check you out next month.